Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting beer review and another beer style which is quite not very common, and as you know I'm always open-minded about trying different German beer styles, and this is Rotblond, which I suppose one could define as a red ale if one have to put it in one of the more traditional not German beer styles, but it's Duckstein, and it's very interesting. It's I would say the only brewery that I know about that is brewing this beer style. So this is a very interesting moment to try this one. Duckstein Original, and it's called Rotblond, which is their, of course, most famous beer, the one that they started with, and they have been starting to brew some other more common beer styles after that, but this is their normal one, the big one, from this brewery, and quite legendary brewery and beer also. You can see that on the bottle also, and everything like that. The logo is traditional, and the bottle is having a shape like no other bottle. The logo is printed here also on the glass, as you can see. And I mean, it looks not very German, but it's very German. So what does the bottle say? Site 1640. So it's quite old, even to German standards I would say normally old maybe. I don't really know what this number is right here. It says Chargen number 03371.1. I don't know if that's they put different numbers on all the beers that are being produced. Seems to be maybe unnecessary. Duckstein Rotblond Original auf Buchenholz gereift, Braumeister. Rotblond Original. Duckstein Rotblond ist eine obergärische Bierspezialität mit einer weichen karamellartigen Note, einer feinen Bittere und einem leicht fruchtigen Aroma. Das Besondere, traditionell wird es auf Buchenholz gereift. Duckstein, jenseits des Gewöhnlichen. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen. Duckstein from Hamburg, and it's got 4.9 ABV. Show you the cap right here too. Yeah, I'm gonna use this 0.5 liter glass, not an ale glass, but anyway, I hope it's gonna do its work. Let's read a little bit about the history of this brewery and information about the beer. Duckstein is a top fermented beer with a reddish color. In terms of type of beer, it is most likely to be classified in the Altbier category. In addition, there are now other varieties of Duckstein. They have wheat beer, the Duckstein Opal Pilsner, Sapphire Kellerbier, and Rubin Bock beer under the name. Duckstein beer has been brewed in Königslutter am Elm by up to 73 authorized breweries in the city as top fermented wheat beer since the 17th century. The beer has a yellowish in color, was yellowish in color, tasted sweet, and is said to have been good for a variety of diseases. Ingredients were wheat, some hops, and water from the Lutter stream, which flows through the middle of Königslutter. The hard water from the nearby Lutter source on Elm was particularly suitable for brewing this beer because of its high mineral content, calcium, and hydrogen carbonate. The brook rises from the Elm mountain range, which is largely made of limestone and the separated lime tavertine in the stream bed in more recent geological times. The rock-like material is also known as Duckstein and gave the beer brand the name. Duckstein beer was already known far beyond Königslutter in the 17th century and was an export commodity in the 17th and 18th centuries that gave the city a heyday. This was also favored by the city's location on the Braunschweig-Magdeburg trade route, today's B1. The beer was exported in large quantities to Magdeburg, Halle, Leipzig, Berlin, Hamburg, Kassel, and also to the Netherlands. The Prussian king Friedrich Wilhelm I greatly appreciated it and used it to drink to his tobacco college. The beer was sponsored by the college member Freiherr Jakob Paul von Gundling, court councillor for newspaper and history affairs. Von Gundling was considered a profound beer connoisseur and was responsible for beer quality control nationwide, whereby he attested the Ducksteiner special quality. The geographer Johann Gottfried Gregory alias Melisantes published in 1744 a job description of the brewer of a directory with 35 of the then best known German beers, including the Duckstein from Königslutter. At the end of the 19th century, the little hopped Duckstein beer succumbed to competition from German and English beers. The beers offered today under the Duckstein brand is no longer brewed in Königslutter. The brand was first offered by the Braunschweig brewery Feldschlösschen from 1987 under the name Ducksteiner in the upscale restaurant segment. The name had to be changed soon because another brewery claimed the rights to the name. The owner of the Feldschlösschen brewery, Holsten Brauerei AG, also took over the Mecklenburgische Brauerei Lübs in 1991 and later moved the production there. The brewing water comes from a brewery's own deep well. Duckstein is now marketed as a premium beer. It is tapped in restaurant, but it is also bottled with volume of 0.5 liter in beverage markets. The alcohol content is 4.9 ABV. The bottle print contains the note matured on beech wood, Rotblond original. The beech wood is fed as chips and removed again. The ripening takes place in metal containers. Seasonally, the brewery offers alternative beer specialties such as sun malt with 5.4 ABV and a mixture of 4 types of malt in autumn 2014. In 2015, the offer was expanded to include 3 special editions: Bernstein Märzen Grand Cru, Opal Pilsener Grand Cru, and Rubin Bock Grand Cru. There are special glasses for the beer, which has been sold as a brand-specific reusable bottle in its own beer crate since 2003. The origin of the brand name cannot be recognized by the consumer. There was an indirect indication by the picture of the Kaiserdom Königslutter with the Kaiser Lothar Linde on the bottle label, which was not explained. Around 2011, when the logo was changed, the image of the cathedral and church was removed so that there is no longer any indication of the history of the beer brand. The Duckstein Fest, which is sponsored by the manufacturer's brewery, has been held in Königslutter every summer since 1989. The Duckstein brand also organizes annual Duckstein festivals with cultural events in Königslutter, am Elm, Kiel, Hamburg, Lübeck since 2007, also in Binz auf Rügen. Since 2010, the Überseestadt in Bremen, and since 2012 at Charlottenburg Palace in Berlin. That's some information and history about this interesting brewery. And there is, of course, possible to read more. But I'm really excited about trying this one because it's, as I said, so legendary and really unique. And I'm always open about different German beer styles, and mainly to start with the bigger breweries of those special beer types like this one definitely is really legendary brewery and beer style. So let's open this one up. I guess we'll have to remove this one first. Might be a good idea, like that. And open it up. And pour it up. Let's see. No foam this far. Maybe it's... Maybe it's just the way a red ale should be. Since I'm mostly drinking pale lagers and beers of that kind of style, I'm more used to more foam, but no foam in this one, almost. Color-wise, very amber, I would say. I don't know if you can see that, but very interesting. Dark red kind of color. And as I said, almost no foam head at all. Might have a reason because of the brewing process. And yeah, let's taste the aromas, of course. Yeah, easy to feel that it's not a pale lager, definitely. And not as strong as a Doppelbock either, and not as dark as a Doppelbock in the aroma. Somewhere in between. It's if I would guess without seeing the color, I would guess probably that it would be this amber colored, a little bit darker than the aromas from a pale lager, and a little bit of roasted maltiness hints in the aroma, even though I don't know if the malts actually are roasted, but that's how I would describe some of the aromas. Feels really high quality and fresh. So really interesting to try this one. So Prost. It's nice, of course. Really kind of full-bodied and has almost personality that it's stands out. A little bit of an alt beer kind of taste and a long aftertaste with some dark tones in it. You know, the typical dark chocolate coffee tones that you get in a dark Doppelbock is small hints of that, and since there's not that much to compare to, it's quite hard to describe also, but really interesting. Fresh in the same way that it's malty. Yeah, really interesting one. Yeah, this is one that I would say, sit down and really think through when you drink it, enjoy it, and review it maybe in another way, comparing to when people maybe normally enjoy a pills. This is a little bit more complex, many different small hints in the flavor, I would say. So it's an experience that I recommend you to try. This Duckstein Rotblond original, very interesting one. Probably can feel that it's a little bit close to the Diebels Alt, which I was reviewing before on the channel. You can check that review out as well. And that's the biggest Altbier brewery, the Diebels. This a little bit have some connections to that in terms of the taste, I would say. Yeah, it's nice and easy to enjoy. So thumbs up, of course, from me to the Duckstein Rotblond original. Really an experience that I'm glad that I can have, because I always like to try different German beer styles, traditional ones, as I said. So really nice experience. And yeah, a big recommendation. Really nice brewed, this one. Also has some kind of syrupy tone in the taste. Something that I think you're gonna notice if you try it, which I recommend you to do. So I think that's it for now. I hope you continue to follow my channel for more interesting beer reviews, and that is of course much that will be coming up in the future, as always. So I see you again in the next video.